Hi everyone and welcome to this episode of Bailey's in Wild. It's episode 11 of our boat restoration series and it is the next episode of our quest to seal the deck, I believe. We haven't fully decided if it will be or not because we are doing other things other than sealing the deck today, but we'll decide later. Keep watching though, it will be good. We haven't done a whole lot of progress for the past couple of weeks because Mum's been ill. She is the primary camera doer and filmer and she does a lot, and she's been not very well these past weeks, so I've been taking care of her and we haven't been able to be at the boat as often as we'd have liked to. However, we have finished the door. So last night, I believe, we came quite late, and by late I mean like 7 o'clock, but we came to the boat quite late after spending ages and ages sanding her. We sanded the door to within an inch of its life, I swear, and it fit. We had to edit it here to make sure that it fit, because part of the it didn't fit perfectly, but it fit. It's locked down and it's perfect. We spent the majority of the morning sanding it because we filled it last night. We've sanded it this morning and we've given it its first coat of paint, and we've sorted out the handles and everything. It looks so good. Hopefully this is the last time you should see this old decrepit thing. I'm so excited. So on the itinerary for today, I want to talk about the anchor locker because honestly we need your advice. We don't know what we're doing. And we want advice on the cooker as well. There are a couple things I want to talk about with those. The anchor locker is the last thing that we're going to need to properly seal the deck. Now that the door is basically done, we obviously need to paint this wooden thing here. We need to paint that. We're going to be doing that today. Eventually we're going to be getting rid of these pieces of wood. We've measured the pieces of wood that we need, that we're going to replace them with, but we need to seal them and paint them and cut them to size, obviously. So we'll do that as well. And obviously the door needs to be sorted out, but we've got a lock on the door now. And yeah, sorry, I'm really excited. The door has been a massive pain in our backsides for ages. But a good chunk of what I'm doing today is I'm getting the inside of the boat prepared. Considering that the door and the anchor locker are the two jobs, really, the major jobs that we needed doing. Once the door is completed, which is like within our sights now, and the anchor locker is sorted and there isn't a giant hole in there anymore, the deck will be sealed. It will just be sealed, it will be fine, and it will be weatherproof, and we can start working on the inside. So there's lots of dirt and grime and silt on the bottom of the inside, which we'll show you in a minute. There's water and things that I need to get out manually with a bilge pump, and I need to spray, clean and demold everything that I can see, because in the next week or so we're going to be able to start working on the inside of her. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Once the outside is sorted, the reason we've been paying so much attention to the outside is that we want to continue working on Firefly throughout the winter. Obviously, as weather gets worse, I've said this a million times at this point, but as weather gets worse, which we've had snippets of and previews of in the past couple of weeks, when it gets worse, it's going to be harder and harder to work on the outside. And obviously, if it's leaking on the outside of the boat, we can't work on the inside. Any amount of progress that we make on the inside is just going to be completely lost on her. So it's really, really important that we get the outside done, and we're nearly there. I'm sorry, I'm really, really excited. Okay, so there's that. We have also finished the spare engine mount as well. That's getting mounted today. It's getting left on the boat. I'm really glad to not have that in the house anymore. It's been sanded, not as much as the door has, but it's definitely been sanded. It's been painted as well a few times. And yeah, it's going to get reattached and it's going to look great. It's black, as is going to be most of the things on the boat, to be honest. All right, just before we get on to actually doing the work that we say we're going to do, I just wanted to explain this a little bit. The reason we're replacing them, as an all right of condition as they are, ideally they could be just sanded down and painted. They are different heights. This one is about that much shorter than the other one, so it does need replacing. We're guessing that's one of the reasons that water is getting in. Other than the fact that there's a cover missing here that we're probably just going to make out of wood. These are going to get replaced. We don't know how they're stuck on. It looks like expanding foam, which isn't ideal. We're probably just going to have to put a really thin saw blade through and cut them off like that. But then the oak ones that we're going to seal and paint are going to get stuck on there. Now that we know that the door fits after testing it so very many times, we're going to be able to replace those after they've been painted black, which I've said about 3 times now. We're going to be able to put those on, and then that'll be done as well. All of this gap here needs kind of sanding down because there's lots of flaky bits, lots of old seal, which we're going to replace as well. And yeah, then the door will be done. Yeah, this is going to need painting. Try not knock myself on the head with it. This is going to need painting, which is what we're going to do as well. That comes out to about here. You can see the gap here. I hope you can see the gap. There's a massive gap. That gap isn't there on the other side, which is obviously not great. All of the noises in North Wales has just accumulated right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just going to take that as my cue to get started. Okay, these are the 2 pieces of the spare engine mount holder that we've been talking about. They've been sanded, painted, they're perfectly fine. They're going back on the boat now. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, they just need to go on, essentially. The bolts we're using should be stainless steel because they're the ones that were on before, so that shouldn't be a problem. However, the washers I'm going to have to put on are not stainless steel. They're just washers that we've got that we didn't realise that we had to replace the washers. So eventually, considering there's loads of different parts of the boat that have bolts and screws and things on it that we've had to use that aren't stainless steel, we are going to have to go and replace them all. Like the door, for example, the padlock that we've used for the door, not the padlock, the screws that we've used for the padlock and the screws that we've used for the handles in the door as well, they are not stainless steel, so they're going to have to be replaced at some point. But it's just kind of important for us to just get it done and we can replace those things later. As long as we don't, wait too long for them to start rusting, it should be fine. This just needs to be put on. We've only got 2 nylock ones. Yeah, 2 nylock ones and 2 that bolts. I don't know if we have more. We might have more. I'll go check. Just put those there. Like that. Alright. Nylock. Those are too small. Too large. Oh, hang on. Is that the right size? That might be the right size. Okay. Another one. Please have another one. Please have another one. Ha 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 ha. We have another one. Right. All 4 of them are now nylock bolts. Ha. Okay. Okay. Get those 2 on first, because otherwise it's just going to fall off, and I'd really rather not go fetching for bolts. Okay. Other 2. I think I've tightened the bottom one too tight, so I'm going to have to loosen that one a little bit. Yeah. Now I'll tighten the other one. Oh, it's creaking. I don't like that. That's fine. Maybe, yeah, alright, fine. I'm gonna have to try the other way round. I don't know if I've put it on the right way round. We did have an indicator to let us know which way it went, but obviously we've painted over it. Yeah, I think I might have put the back one on the wrong way round, which is obviously not great. The holes on the side suggest they line up, but it's creaking very, very badly, and I don't like it. Okay. I'm gonna just take all the washers off before I lose them all. Get that. Try that side, maybe. Yeah, that looks better. Oh well, second time's a charm, I suppose. And it's not creaking. You live and you learn. Okay. Job done. That looks much better now. Okay, I am going to tidy up the mess really quickly that I've done here, and I'm going to make my way to the front of the boat, where I'm going to ask you, all of our lovely watchers, to give us some advice on the anchor locker. But while I'm doing that, you can get updated on what we've been doing with the door.
Are you hearing my words I'm saying to you? 'Cause I'm looking in your eyes, you're looking past mine, but I'm just trying to break the cycle. Why are you staring at the door like I'm in the way? If you're leaving, that's fine, but don't forget your pride, 'cause I'm just trying to break this cycle. Are you? Are you? Are you? If you wanna go, I'll stay away. 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 And here we are again, sitting face to face, saying sorry for things that we can't change. 'Cause I don't wanna live that way. Do you wanna
War of the Worlds happening still. That's going to continue for a few weeks by the sounds of it. Right, quickly before I want to get on to talking about the anchor locker, I want to say a quick thank you to a couple of people. Firstly, Dimitri, again, he bought us some exhaust wrap from our Amazon wish list. Sorry, brain's off on a tangent. It's going to be incredibly helpful when we start repairing the engine and when we inevitably get the diesel heater that we want to get for the boat, which, considering this weather and how cold it is going to come in handy. I really need to remember to buy bring waterproofs with me next time because I am wet. It's been raining. And also a thank you to David, who bought us a few pan ads from Buy Me a Coffee. It's really, really come in handy. It's helped us actually buy a second-hand compass, electric compass, that will be put on the boat somewhere, which has been really, really good. So thank you very much to everybody who's done that. And yeah, also something else I want to mention while War of the Worlds is still happening. We've had a comment recently that kind of just made us think, and we wanted to mention it a little bit. The commenter, I'm paraphrasing here, but the commenter essentially said that me calling the sanding we were doing tedious was wrong, and they mentioned how we weren't being open and thorough with the equipment that we were using, the sanding grits that we were using and things like that, and then talked about how the work we were showing was monotonous, and then unsubscribed. We are new to this, not just boat work in general, which I'm going to get to in a minute, but we are new to doing a channel and presenting it and showing the work we're doing. It's important for us, when we started the channel, it was important that we wanted to show us doing the boat honestly. Our channel is not a romanticization of how to repair a boat. It's not a how-to channel either. Please don't follow any of our instructions. But it's not a romanticization of what it's like to fix a boat. It's honest. It's tedious at times. Some of the work that we've done in the past several weeks has literally just been sanding wood or sanding fiberglass, and we wanted to be honest about that. But yeah, it was something that made us think, definitely, and we wanted to mention it. Okay, anchor locker. This is the last major thing that we need to get done in order to get the deck sealed. Like, the deck is, not the deck, inside the boat, it's full of condensation, which means that it's sealed properly and it's getting warm in there, which is brilliant. But this is the last thing. When Firefly went under bow first, we think something must have broken, because there's this massive hole. I can fit my hand in here. A massive hole. There's no... Yeah, we are completely lost here. So we know there's a lot of boating people who watch our channel who are far more experienced with doing boats than we are. So we are kindly, hopefully, asking for help. So, massive questions. We obviously need to replace this piece of wood here that we've got because it's falling apart. That needs replacing. How do we fit it in? Can we just... Can we just get a new piece of wood, fit it to size, put it in, and then fiberglass it in? Is there like some kind of sealant that we need specially? Do we have to have like any rubber seals around it to make sure it's sealed properly, or anything? There's loads of panels, rubber paint as well. Is that something that's advisable? Would that work? There's a bunch of these panels here, which is obviously to stop the chain from damaging the hull, but where is it advisable to use that on these pieces of wood? If so, where do we get them? How do we attach them? Are they fiberglassed in, or are they sealed in? And more importantly, what are they? Yeah, there's a lot here that we're not familiar with, and like I said, being the last major thing that needs sealing and sorting out, we want to make sure we do it properly. We don't want to just do it kind of iffy and hope it works. We want to make sure it gets done properly and sealed properly, because it's the last thing. I'm going to go inside now because it's cold, and I'm wet. It's been raining. Oh my god. My foot's attached to the boat. Okay, we're inside the boat. Just give that a minute. We're inside the boat. Yeah, you should be able to see. We'll get some B-roll of it in a minute to let you see properly. But there's a gigantic hole right there. There's obviously the main hole that leads into the anchor locker that I can get my hand in. But what you can't see from the anchor locker is the giant piece that's missing out of the front of the V-berth. So that needs replacing as well. It looks like it's fiberglassed in, so that's inevitably what we're going to have to do. But it's huge and it needs replacing. And because that's been letting in water, the V-berth is full of mould. I ideally shouldn't be in here without having a mask on, but it's full of mould. The entire V-berth is full of mould. It smells very, very bad. This piece of wood that I'm standing on, you probably can't see it, but underneath it, it's going to need dewatering because there's lots of water in it underneath. So I'm going to have to get rid of that. There is bits and pieces of water in the main part of the saloon that will probably just soak up with a sponge, actually. It's not that bad. And then there's just loads of silt and grime and muck that I just need to get up. I'm going to wipe and I'm going to scrub absolutely everything I can see, because in the next couple of weeks we can start working in here. But obviously the bigger problems, like getting the V-berth, not the V-berth, well, yes, the V-berth, the anchor locker sorted is the biggest issue at the moment. Without the anchor locker sorted, it doesn't matter what we do in here. It's just going to ruin it. There's going to be water let in and everything. Oh, another question. The anchor locker itself, there isn't any seal or anything around that. Does that matter? It's never had a seal on it, for as far as we can tell, but there's no seal around the lid for the anchor locker. So that's another question to ponder. But yeah, everything in here just needs clearing. Cooker. This one here, it's a gas cooker. There's gas pipes leading all the way round to the back of the boat where a gas bottle sits in the gas locker. We have been reading recently, however, that having gas on a boat is probably not a good idea for explodey reasons. So we've been reading as that a lot of people have been replacing gas cookers with spirit ones. Now, there wouldn't be a grill and we would lose access to a hob and a grill and things like that. It would just be 2 hobs on a gimbal. But it would be safer, as far as we've been able to tell. So, boaty people, advice, please. We're not going to make our minds up about it yet, but it'd be helpful to have advice on it, seeing as it is something that's going to come up at some point. But yeah, is it worth having a gas cooker? Is it safer overall to just have a spirit one? We'd have a bit more space underneath. It would be on a gimbal. And, you know, overall safer, no boat explodey. And we wouldn't have an oven as well. But as far as we've been able to tell, we probably wouldn't use an oven that often anyway. But yeah, it is something we would like advice on, please. Thank you. I want to paint this before I tackle the inside, just so that it gives it more chance to dry before we leave. I was going to paint it just on here and just mask everything else up, but yeah, that's not a good idea. I'm just going to unscrew it. There's screws back here, I can feel them. Yeah, this here, I pull this out all the way as far as it'll go. Yeah. This here comes to a different, if I push that back there, this here doesn't come out all the way compared to this one on the other side. So I can't get in there to paint it's just a small part of the wood, but it's a noticeable part of the wood. So I'm going to take it out and paint it, and then it'll go back on, preferably when it's dried. And then I tackle in there while it's drying. Okay. save those. Yeah. I don't know if they're stainless steel, actually. I don't think they are. They'll have to be replaced at some point then. Oh. Okay. And now it should just come off. Haha, did it. Okay, plan has been revised and updated a little bit. We're going to take this home. We're losing light, so we're going to have to go home now. We're going to take this home, sand it down, paint it, because that's really all that's required of it. It can come back and get put back on. We're going to sort out the pieces of wood that need to go on here. We're going to get those sorted and ready to take down tomorrow. And the door, hopefully by then, should be finished as well. We are going to come back tomorrow morning to get all of that done, because if I'm being completely honest, we just want the door to be finished now. We want it to be done, we want it to be ended, and we really want to be able to lock up the boat. For the first time since we've got her, we'll be able to lock up Firefly, and I really can't wait to see that happen. We need to get a move on though, because honestly we are cutting this episode a little bit short. The episode is supposed to come out Friday, and it's Wednesday. And we're supposed to come back tomorrow, and then we've got to make and render a 4K video. So yeah, cutting it a bit fine this week. But I want to do cleaning tomorrow as well, because I said I would, and I really would like at least a little bit of the inside starting to get done, considering that the inside is the next job once the door and the ankle locker is completed. It'd be, even if cleaning inside of it does absolutely nothing and I have to do it again, for my own peace of mind, really, I just want to be able to get started on it at least a little bit. So I want to do that. But we are losing light. It's getting colder. And we've got a lot of painting and sanding to do. Wood. All of the sanding. We'll see you tomorrow. day 3 of being at the boat now for this episode. This is all going to go away. Last night when we left it, we obviously took off this top piece of wood. We put a bunch of tape over it to kind of protect it a little bit, but that's all coming off. First thing we're doing is we're going to take off these side bits here. We've got shiny new ones. They're going to go here either side, like so. Hey, they will just prop up there. Sweet. We don't know how to take off the other ones. We're going to use a coping saw, but we don't know if there's bolts. We don't know if there's screws. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll have to dig around and find them if that's the case. But for now, we're just going to use this coping saw and saw down the back of them. And we're going to fiberglass them, these new ones, back in place. After sanding it down a little bit, because it looks like expanding foam has been used to fasten these old ones on. But yeah, so those will be done. Coping saw, fiberglass, they'll be attached. And then this, which got nice painted last night, will go back here, like so. Can I do that? I can do that. This is working out really well. That'll go back there. That's all nice and painted. We'll put the latch back on, and then the door will be replaced. This is awful. It's falling apart. Like, I can literally peel it off. That's not great. But it's going to get replaced with this. It's not symmetrical because the door isn't symmetrical. There's handles to go on either side. Oh no, that side for the front. Yeah, there's going to be handles on the front, handles on the back to make it easier for us to get it out. And then lock, and then this is done. By the time we leave today, we'll be able to lock up the boat. I'm so excited for that. So yes, we've got a lot to do, not a lot of time to do it, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm nervous about these side slats. I hope it's a simple case of getting them off with the coping saw. I am not entirely sure what we're going to do if we can't find the bolts, if there are bolts for them. But let's get on with it, essentially. This is going to look great. Okay, well, a job that we expected to take hours has literally just fallen apart in our hands, literally. We were right about the expanding foam, at least. There were no screws or bolts or anything. It fell off, essentially. I didn't even apply that much pressure to it. I tried to pull it to see how much give it had. And it just came off, both of them. Just both of them. We fully expected this job to take us hours. And it's done. Well, half done. We've still got to put the other ones on, but the bottom of it is vile, mouldy. We had coping saw already and angled so that we could do it properly, but I a little speechless, to be honest. I didn't expect that to be that quick. I was fully expecting this to take us hours. But yeah, so next part of the job, we're going to, there's a lot of residue on it, still quite a lot of expanding foam on it from where it's been pulled off. So that's going to need sanding down. And now that we can get into the inside as well of where those, I'm flubbing a little bit what I'm trying to say, but we can sand everything down, all old seal and things that's still there. We can sand that down and get rid of that. And we can fiberglass and put the other ones back on. Like, a little speechless if I'm being completely honest. This job has been one of those that's been at the forefront of our mind constantly, that we've been worried about, and now it's over with. So get on with it. Impromptu interlude, just as we're about to start fiberglassing, starts raining. It's pretty, but inconvenient. We've got umbrellas up over all of the equipment. We've got filming equipment here, obviously. We've got tools and things that we've had to kind of shove under the spray hood. I don't know when the rain will end. I mean, it's pretty. I've always enjoyed rain. I love the rain. It's arguably my favourite weather. We'll carry on in a minute. It was really sunny a minute ago, I swear. I was scraping everything off and I feel a few drops of rain on my neck, and I look up and there's this giant grey rain cloud suddenly over our heads. It was really sunny a few seconds ago. Wales, gotta love it. Alright, the rain has finally stopped. We've sanded that side completely now. I'm going to finish this side off, and then I'm going to get rid of the gunk down there. I know people don't really want to watch sanding, so we're just going to get on with that. But then we can get on with fiberglassing, and then that part will be done. I'm quite excited to see what it'll look like, to be honest. I know what it'll look like, but I want to see it on. And preferably let's get it done before more rain decides to show up spontaneously. Okay, so end of a really long day. We didn't film as much of it as we'd have liked to because we were worried about the weather turning again. But I will walk you through what we've done. So basically, these have been fiberglassed on. It's an epoxy with fiberglass shards in it, but they are fiberglassed on now. They're rock solid. I'm terrified to pull it too much, so I'm not going to, but they are on there. That has been sealed and screwed back on. And this has been screwed and sealed. Everything on the door as well. We've got handles and we've got the second part of the clasp. That's all been filled in and sealed properly and screwed back in. We haven't tested whether the door actually fits yet. We're waiting for the fiberglass to harden a little bit more because we really don't want to have to etch out the door from the hole. So we're waiting for that a little bit. And then I'm going to paint these a little bit again because we got quite a lot of, in our attempt to straighten them up and get them fastened properly, we ended up getting a few fiberglass finger marks on them. So I'm going to just sand them down lightly and give them another paint, and then that'll be done and they'll be finished. I'm probably not going to do any cleaning inside today. We're losing light, it's cold. And as much as I'd like to get that part sorted and done, I'm tired. It's been a long day. But yeah, the next jobs that we do, we'll be tackling the anchor locker, and then we can move on to the inside. It's literally that close. We're so close to it now. When everything is sealed and we're working on the inside of the boat, we'll literally just be able to stand and watch the rain from inside without having to get wet, which I'm quite looking forward to. Yeah, being out in the rain with umbrellas trying to save equipment just kind of made it that much more clear on how important it is that we get the deck sealed and sorted. Because if the weather can be that unpredictable when we feel like we've got a good grasp on it, then yeah, it's important. So we're going to wait another 10-15 minutes for the fiberglass to harden, and we're going to test the door, and then we'll show you that. And then that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give us a like and a subscribe. Press the little bell as well while you're there, because we're on a 2-week upload schedule. Leave us a little comment as well, because we love interacting with you guys. A big thank you again to Dimmy and to David for the Amazon and the buying us a coffees. We really, really, really do appreciate it. It does genuinely help more than you'd think. It helps so very much, even if it's just to lift our spirits a little bit. It's lovely. Thank you so very much. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Stop.